Hello, I'm Mike Patterson, and it's been a couple of years since I made a Bell & Howell repair video. But lately I've noticed I still have several old projectors in the garage that need fixing. So at 74 I decided I better get to it while I still remember how to do it. I'm self-taught on this topic through YouTube videos, the original Bell & Howell manuals, and the generous support of many old-timers on the 16mm talk forum, which is run by Larry Urbanski. Larry actually owns the legacy Bell & Howell parts inventory as well, and he's a wealth of knowledge. I'll leave links below to these resources. So over the years, I've had a number of people ask me to do a worm gear replacement video. But I've put it off because several videos on this topic already exist on YouTube. However, most of these videos are lacking a few important things, like how to time the sprockets so the film loops form properly, and this adjustment is critical to avoid shredding your film after you install your worm gear. I'll show how to adjust the shuttle cam pull down and set the loop restore blade gap as well. But getting the sprockets timed is the most critical thing. Now this video is not a comprehensive repair guide. My focus on here is to show how to replace the notorious cracked or broken worm gear and the drive belt in the 1500 and 2500 series Bell & Howell projectors. Now these projectors are all 40 to 50 plus years old now, but with a new worm gear, drive belt, and some lubrication, they might just last another 50 years. So let's get started. Actually, if you're careful, you can use the belt. Yeah, okay, so. Actually, okay, so here's a crack all the way across. There's another crack. Here's another crack all the way across. Now we can see the belt, which is right here, okay? And this one appears to be still running okay, right? So we're going to start our disassembly by taking these side cases off, this one, that one, and the top. So now you can see you have really good access, and these gears are going to have to come off. They have to get out of the way. This motor I pull out of the way. The fan shroud I take out of the way, because the 4 screws that hold the main mechanism on in this middle where the gear is, those screws are not easy to get to, especially the bottom ones. So that's why we took all those covers off. Easier. All right, so now you've got a lot of room. You can get in there, right? And that little bugger bolt we have to get out is right back in there. You can't see it without me repositioning the camera. What we're going to do is look at it from this view, which is how it's going to come out. Let's see. That's right back in there. And I am going to reposition the camera just a little bit. What I do is I use a short 5/16 box wrench. And I use one finger through the flywheel. Yeah, it's not easy, but it can be done. Okay, so now I've got the box wrench being held on by my left hand. Get out of there. So these can be very, very tight. If they're too tight, lock two wrenches together to break it loose. This one isn't too tight. Okay, so now, sorry my hand's got to be in the way. Maybe you can see what I'm doing here. Maybe you can't. Trust me, I'm just taking a screw out. So that's it. Okay, I'm back, and I got that bugger out of there. I can't believe I've done about 10 of these projectors, so, and it still doesn't get easier for that bolt. Now this other bolt, you can use your end wrench or you can use a universal socket and get in there, okay? And once it's loose, you can just spin it out of there, right? Like you would any normal bolt. Again, I'm not going to drop in that hole because I got the hole covered. Sounds like I'm obsessed with that hole, but that can be a battle if you drop it. All right, shut up, Mike. Okay, so get the other bolt out. Really, I think I would have made them about a half an inch long. If I was making them, just, you don't have to back them out so far. Okay, so now that we've got the two dreaded bottom bolts out of this machine, we need to take two bolts out up here, and they're behind these gears. This, by the way, is the transmission for the projector. And right there it's going in reverse, and right over here it's going forward. It's really a remarkable little mechanism. To get to there, we need to take these three gears off, and this is a two-part gear down here. So I'm going to reposition the camera, and I'm going to turn this a little bit to the right. Okay, so again, we need to take these three gears out to get to the two bolts that hold the top of the mechanism in. To get, you don't need to take that gear actually off. It will come with this idler pulley. This is the idler pulley right here. There's a small circlip down in there, and to get it off you need your small circlip pliers that I showed in the intro. And there's no groove. That thing just pushes onto the shaft. It's kind of a clutch, really. You'll see when I get it off of there. So again, we've got our holes covered up down there. Another reason why the holes are covered up. And you just, I put my thumb in front of it so it doesn't fly off. And there it is, okay? Now behind that circlip is a wavy washer and a flat washer. So those come off. Now this is a two-piece assembly, so we're going to take just the outside off first. Actually, three pieces. And you see that little square down in there? That goes over this square special retainer. You see all the grease? It's because that's really a, I don't know, a greased up clutch. I don't know how else to explain it. So once you have that off of there, we need to get this gear off as well. Okay, this is that little retainer I was telling you about. It's, I don't know how else to describe it. It slips into a slot on there and it holds this back gear in place. So what you do is you just push it off. You kind of, once you get it moving, you can get behind it. You see it coming off of there? And you can actually, at this point, get in there with your regular pliers and work it off, okay? And there it is. Okay. Once that's off of there, you can take this back gear off. And just be careful, there's shims back here. Just put them back in when you reassemble it. Now you can actually see the top sprocket. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back. To get to these two screws, these are the two top screws. They're identical to those buggers we took off on the bottom. You need to take out this little circlip here. If you've ever taken a circlip off, you know you want to keep your thumb over it so it doesn't go flying. Okay, with that circlip off, we can take off. You notice I number my gears. I'm just anal that way. I know where they go back because guess what? You take a snapshot with your phone before you take this thing apart. In fact, I recommend you take a snapshot of everything you're taking apart here in case you lose track and you have to go back and go, hey, how did that thing go together? Okay, so now that we've got the idler gear off there, we just need to take these two top screws out. They're 5/16 screws. They're the same as the ones that we took off down below. But before you do that, get yourself a Sharpie. And this is a tip that I want you to remember, because this little thing here can be adjusted. It adjusts how the idler works. Take your Sharpie and just scribe a couple of black lines around it to where when you put it back, it'll be exactly where it wants to be. Wants to jump out of this one. So with all that loose, you can see that the mechanism actually starts to fall out, okay? So just carefully turn the whole projector around. One of the reasons to take out this light bulb housing is, you see it really facilitates getting the mechanism out. All right, anyway, so now we're ready to take the main mechanism out of here. It's already loose. We've got all the bolts out. It's not going to want to come out until I take this bottom roller follower thing loose. I don't know what it's actually called. So just take this screw out. I'm going to turn sideways a little more. Just take this screw out right here. And then you can go ahead and slide that back. See, it's on a roller. Slide it back up and out of there. And now the mechanism's not connected to anything anymore. Now it's going to want to hang up a little bit on these. This is the sound drum right here. It's going to want to hang up on these two film rollers here. But if you gingerly move it out and sideways, that was our whole goal, to get that thing out. The gear is back here. All right, so that's going to be the end of this part, and I'll start another part in a minute.